Right, in this video, we are going to be finding the percent of a number. So in the past, we've been working to find, or we've been given the part and the whole, and we've been working to find the percent. This time, I'm going to give you the percent, I'm going to give you the whole, and you're going to have to find the part. All right, so let's say there are 50 people in the hall before school. 16% of them are wearing boots. How many people are wearing boots? So let's set up our ratio just like we have in the past. But this time, let's carefully track what we know. So 16%, so we've been given the percent. Let's enter that in as 16 out of 100. And then we were told that there are 50 total people in the hall. So that's our whole. But then we're asked how many people are wearing boots. So that would be the part. So that's this right here. So now we just need to solve this as though it's a proportion, which it is. So we've got 100, but we only want 50, right? 16 out of every 100 people are wearing boots, but there's only 50 people. So in order to do that, we're going to need to divide by 2. And in order to keep things the same, we'll divide up top as well. So that means that we'll be left with 8 out of 50. So that means that 8 people are wearing boots in the hall. All right, let's try another one. Let's say that Amy got 90% of the questions right on her history quiz, and there were 10 questions on the quiz. Please set up a ratio and then solve to figure out how many questions she got right. All right, so once again, we're going to start by setting this up as part to whole equals percent out of 100. We fill in what we know. So we know 90%, that's 90 out of 100. And we know there were 10 questions on the quiz. Well, how do we scale from 100 to 10? The key here, of course, is knowing that this 10 represents the whole and not the part. And so that really is just about reading carefully and thinking carefully about what you're reading to know that that should be the whole and not the part that would belong on the top. So 100 to 10, well, that's times 10. So going back the other way, we would need to divide by 10. We'll need to do the same thing here. Divide by 10. And when we do 90 divided by 10, we know that it goes in 9 times. So she got 9 questions right. Okay, here are 3 more examples. They don't have word problems this time. They're just the same type where I'm asking you what the percentage is of the whole. So set up a ratio and solve for each of these. Then press play and see if you got them right. So on the first one, you can see that we have to scale down by 5. So that would leave us with, sorry, we're dividing by 5. 15 divided by 5 gives us 3. All right, on the next one, we have a bigger number. We have 35% of 300. So we're going to multiply by 3 for both. And then 35 times 3, 3 times 5 is 15, and then 9 and 10 will give us 105. So 105 is 35% of 300. Right, and then our last one, we have a number that doesn't go in evenly to 100, the way most numbers don't. So if we're trying to go from 100 to 40, we need to do some long division to figure out how many times that goes in. And 40 goes into 100 twice with 80. and into 200. I suppose that 2 should have been over 5 times. So we are going to need to divide by 2.5. So we're going to need to do 70 divided by 2.5. So we remember our decimal long division. We're going to have to move the decimal over a place, move it over a place, which we're going to add another 0 there. We'll move the decimal up. And then how many times does 25 go into 70? Well, I think it goes in twice because 3 times would be 75, and that's too much. So that's 50. And then we get another 0. And 25 goes into 100 4 times, so it must go into 208 times. So 70% of 40 is 28. All right, now it's time for your practice problem. So I need you to find what is 60% of 25. We will correct this in class tomorrow.